Hello bachcho, how are you? I hope you all are good bachcho. Today's topic we are going to cover this unseen comprehension. Let's begin. Under unseen comprehension, a passage or poetry is given of which the meaning has to be grasped. This is chosen to ensure that the students have not read it before. It is aimed at testing the ability of a student to express in his own words what he has understood from the passage. This section may contain a variety of questions pertaining to details, facts, meanings and other grammatical manifestation. मीन्स बच्चे क्या होता है जो अनसीन कॉम्प्रीहेंशन होते हैं उसके अंदर पैसेज या पोइट्री दी होती है उसका मतलब ये होता है कि वो जो अनसीन का मतलब ये होता है बच्चे जो आपने कभी पहले देखा हुआ नहीं होता ऐसा पैसेज ऐसी पोइट्री वहां पर दी जाती है ताकि आप लोगों की टेस्टिंग की जाए आपकी एबिलिटी को चेक किया जाए कि आप अपने वर्ड्स में किस तरह से उसको एक्सप्रेस कर पाएंगे और कितना समझ पाएंगे तो इसलिए अनसीन पैसेज या अनसीन कॉम्प्रीहेंशन दिए जाते हैं देन फर्स्ट यहां पर है बच्चे फर्स्ट कॉम्प्रीहेंशन हमारा रीड द फॉलोइंग पैसेज एंड आंसर द क्वेश्चन दैट फॉलो. First one is, when I heard that a popular television channel was holding a singing contest, I jumped with joy as I wanted to participate in it. So I wrote an application and put it in an envelope. Then I cycled to the nearest post office for dispatching it. I got down the bicycle right in front of the post office and looked around. There were several cycles and scooters parked there. I parked my bicycle there and locked it. Then I entered the post office from near the red letter box. The post office was situated in a big hall. There were wooden counters made on one side. In one corner lay a table and some benches where people would wait and write letters and addresses and stick stamps on the letters. There were many counters. On them was written the kind of service they provided, such as stamps, money orders, registered letters and parcels. There was a big table of postmaster behind the counters. On the wall was fixed at a large pigeonhole cupboards with pin, postal index number, codes marked on it or for sorting letters. 2 clerks were sorting letters there. As I needed to buy stamps, I stood in the queue before the stamps counter. My turn came in about 5 minutes. I paid the money and took stamps. The clerk said with a smile on his face, "Never forget to write the pin code on a letter. It will reach early." I thanked the clerk, stuck the stamps on my letter and put it in the big red letter box. Then I cycled back home with sweet memories of the post office in my heart. अब ये बच्चे हमने पैराग्राफ पूरा पैसेज को रीड आउट तो कर लिया है और इसी से रिलेट करते हुए क्वेश्चन दिए हुए हैं जो यहाँ से आप तो उठाएंगे ही कि आपने पैसेज में से फाइंड आउट करने हैं लेकिन साथ में आपने अपने वर्ड्स में उनको और अच्छे से एक्सप्रेस करना है. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट टाइप ऑफ सर्विस डज अ पोस्ट ऑफिस प्रोवाइड. सेकेंड, व्हाई शुड वी राइट द पिन कोड ऑन अ लेटर. राइट द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ PIN. Fill in the blanks. The dash was situated in a big hall. There was a big table on the dash behind the counter. We should never forget to write the dash on a letter. Second passage भी read out करते हैं बच्चे. Second किस पर बेस है चेक करते हैं. The cities have come to symbolize progress and development of the modern times. City life has both attractive and ugly aspects of living. A city provides its dwellers unlimited opportunities in the form of education and employment, medication and recreation. Thus, the city dwellers enjoy rich amenities of life, which are generally lacking in rural areas. Good roads, well-equipped hospitals, means of transport, excellent academic and cultural institutes, etc. are the features of a modern city. However, all these amenities trigger off the unstoppable migration of villagers to the cities. It puts tremendous pressures on the civic amenities there. Overcrowding of cities result a number of problems as congestions, unhealthy living space, air, noise pollutions, surge of criminal activities, erratic supply of power and drinking water, unplanned drainage system. These are only a few of various problems that the city dwellers face. City life can be made of if overcrowding is stopped and it can be done only if suitable facilities are provided in the rural areas too. तो ये था बच्चे पैराग्राफ, और इससे रिलेट करते हुए क्वेश्चंस है वो भी पढ़ लेते हैं हम. What have the cities come to symbolize? What problems arise as a result of availability of amenities in the cities? How can overcrowding in the cities stopped? List any 4 amenities that are available in a city. So यहाँ पर आपको 4 amenities fill करनी है ABCD के अंदर. Next comprehension है बच्चे जो corruption से relate करता हुआ है. Corruption, a moral perversion, is a foul practice that negates the value of life. A corrupt man seeks to serve his selfish interest at any cost. Sadly enough, our country has around notoriety of entrapped corruptions in the almost all walks of life. Bribery and nepotism, mispolitisms, etc. seem to be the guiding principles of our national life. In fact, dirty politics nurtures and nourishes corruption. But what is disgusting is that corruption has come to enjoy social respectability today. We are used to grim pictures of corrupt activities in hospitals and corporations, offices and institutes. Public services are badly affected, bringing about untold sufferings to the common people. To weed out corruption from the society, we badly need a thorough reform to the political process and a constant public alertness regarding all public services and issues. The cancer of corruption cannot be cured without drastic steps. Fortunately, we have taken a few positive steps in the form of Right to Information Act. But a great deal needs to be done still. The judiciary, too, is contributing towards the end significantly by launching corrupt leaders and officers behind bars. Question है बच्चे से relate करते हुए, what is corruption? What are the different forms of corruption? How can the cancer of corruption be cured? Right, true and false. A corruption man seeks to serve public interest at any cost. Dirty politics nurtures and nourishes corruption. The judiciary is doing work to weed out corruption. So इससे relate करते हुए आपने इन क्वेश्चन के आंसर फाइंड आउट करने हैं from this passage से बच्चे. Next comprehension बच्चे. It was a hot summer afternoon. I was going to attend the friendly match in the playground. As I walked along the street, I found a gentleman sitting helplessly on the pavement. As I drew near, I saw him panting desperately. I inquired about his health. He could hardly speak. He was breathing hard. I felt the had a heart problem. I made a quick decision. Calling a taxi, I took him to the nearby government hospital and got him admitted there. As the doctors attended to him, I searched out his pockets to get his address. I got his mobile phone. I dialed 2-3 numbers from its call history and soon found who the man is and where he lives. I rang up his home and informed about his health. His relatives reached the hospitals about 1 hour later. They thanked me heartily. I was happy to do my bit for an ailing person in difficulties. The man was discharged from the hospitals 2 days later. Sometimes I find him strolling in the streets. The sweet smiles we exchange is the sign what a good deed results into. So question इससे relate करते हुए बच्चे, why did the writer help the gentleman? क्यों उसने help की थी gentleman की? How did the writer help the gentleman? कैसे की उन्होंने help? How could the writer contact his home? और contact कैसे किया उसने घर पर? What does a good deed result on to? And fill in the blanks है, I found a dad sitting helplessly on the pavement. The deed his resulted into. So इससे रिलेटेड जो क्वेश्चंस है बच्चे वो आप कंप्लीट करेंगे. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ है हमारा पैसेज. A hobby shows one's character and inclination. It is a pursuit undertaken by one in one's free time as a pleasant pastime. There is a variety of hobbies around us and one's choice depends on the inclination, aptitude and attitudes of an individual. As for mine, I am fond of collecting old postal stamps and coins. This is a special reason behind the choice of my hobby. History is my favorite subject. The doing and dealing of men in the past and fascinate me a great deal. the old stamps and coins with printed pictures of different personalities and remind me of the hoary past. In my imagination, I travel through the unknown lands. It was my uncle who motivated me to collect stamps. He lives in Canada, from where he sent me various colorful stamps and coins on different countries and periods. On my part, I too meet people and visit places to collect them from wherever I can. Now I am a possession of a rich collection of both stamps and coins. I am really proud of my possession, but stamps and coins collection is not my obsession. I pursue that hobbies only during my leisure time. What does a hobby show? Hobby क्या show करती है? On what depends the choice of a hobby? What will you need to do if you choose the collect coins? Take the activity that can be taken up as a hobby. Photography, sports and mountaineering. तो आप यहाँ पर कोई भी टेक कर सकते हैं जो एक्टिविटी की बात की गई है. देन यहाँ पर नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ हमारा पैसेज है बच्चे, स्टार्ट करते हैं. An advertisement informs us of what is present around us. It is an integral part of modern way of life. Our commercial, social and administrative organs cannot function smoothly without advertising. It establishes a bridge between employers and employees, buyers and sellers, and brides and grooms. So, it is twice blessed. In fact, it keeps the world going. Mass media like newspaper, television, radio, etc. play an important role as vehicle of advertisements. Now, railway stations, boundary walls, light posts, carry bags and even the cover of notebooks are used to advertising. These advertisements make people aware of things that they may choose to buy. Commercial advertisements thus decide the choice of buyers. People come to learn about merits and demerits of products as they can compare freely. But advertising has dark sides too. It often misleads us and encourages rank conversation. We must be conscious of the exaggerations that all advertisements tend to practice. क्वेश्चन इससे रिलेट करते हुए बच्चे, बिटवीन whom does an advertisement establish a bridge? How does advertising help consumers to make a choice? What are the dark sides of the advertising? Right, true and false? Advertising always guides buyers in the right direction. We should be careful to the claims made in advertisements. So ये जो क्वेश्चन है बच्चे वो भी कंप्लीट करेंगे. Next passage. The directive principles of state policies as mentioned in the Constitution of India. AVI says to realize free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 years. The program of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is a step in realizations of the dream of the constitution makers. According to this scheme, all school-going children should complete their 5 years primary education by 2007 and then their 3 years elementary education by 2010. Several years have already passed since its inception. The progress report of the first phase of the plan has been published, but the target aimed at is still a far cry. Despite sizable allocations of funds for the betterment of the infrastructures, the drive has not been a complete success. Lack of motivation among teachers and local monitoring bodies is responsible for its inability to meet its target. The scheme has to be looked at as a tool for bringing much needed successor for the suffering masses. A coordinated efforts of all those involved in it is needed for a successful implementations of a plan. Question है बच्चे, what do the directive principles of state policy AVI says? What are the problems associated with the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan? How can the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan made a success? Complete the following statements. The Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is related with free and compulsory education for. The program of the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is a step in the realizations of this dream of. The target of the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is still. तो यहाँ पर आपको कंप्लीट करने हैं इनको. Read the following poems and answer the question that follow. तो फर्स्ट फॉर्म है बच्चे हमारी homework. I love you. I think that you are great. It's wonderful fun when you keep me up late. I think you are the best when I'm totally stressed. Preparing or cramming all night for a test. Homework, I love you. What more can I say? I love to do hundreds of problems each day. You boggles my mind and you make me go blind. But still, assisting that you are assigned. Homework, I love you. I tell you it's true. There's nothing more fun or exciting to do. You are never a chore, for it's you I adore. I wish that our teacher would hand out more. Homework, I love you. You thrill me inside. I'm filled with emotions, I fit to be tired. I cannot complain when you frazzle my brain. Of course, that's because I'm completely insane. ये देखिए किसके थ्रू है बच्चे? कैन नेस्बिट के थ्रू. देन इससे रिलेट करते हुए क्वेश्चंस भी हैं बच्चे, वो रीड आउट कर लेते हैं. गिव अ सूटेबल टाइटल टू द पोम. आपको खुद ही इसका पूरा प्रॉपर पढ़ना है और अपने आप से बच्चे इसका टाइटल फाइंड आउट करना है, राइट डाउन करना है फर्स्ट आंसर में. द पोएट सेज होमवर्क आई लव यू. इज ही टेलिंग द ट्रूथ? क्या वो सच बोल रहा है इस बात को? व्हाट ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स डज अ स्टूडेंट हैज टू फेस विद होमवर्क? Here are some rhyming words from the poem and 2 more to each of your own. So यहाँ पर rhyming words दिए बच्चे. ये क्या है? राइमिंग वर्ड्स हैं, लेकिन आपको मोर टू, ठीक है, 2 और यहाँ पर फाइंड आउट करने हैं सभी के और राइट डाउन करने हैं. पोम के अंदर से भी कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट है हमारी नेक्स्ट पोम है बच्चे. देयर आर 2 लिटिल मैजिक वर्ड्स दैट कैन ओपन एनी डोर विद ईज. One little word is thanks and the other little word is please. Oh, you will be so surprised what these 2 little words can do. These work can a charm for me and they work like a charm for you. Now when you ask for butter, say please pass the butter. Good manners are never out of time, and when you get the butter, the next thing you ought to say thanks with a great big sunny smile. A lot of folks forget to remember what the people like. They don't realize how good they would feel if they did what's right. So यहाँ पर importance बताई गई है किस चीज़ की बच्चे? प्लीज़ एंड थैंक्स की. कि आप किसी से कोई चीज़ लेते हैं तो प्लीज़ बोलेंगे और जब वो पास कर देगा तो आप क्या बोलने वाले हैं? थैंक्स. ये पोम लिखी गई है बच्चे एनोनिम्स के थ्रू और इसके जो क्वेश्चंस है वो भी रीड आउट कर लेते हैं बच्चे. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज गिव अ सूटेबल टाइटल टू द पोम. व्हाट आर द 2 वर्ड्स दैट वर्क लाइक अ चार्म? हाउ कैन यू आस्क फॉर समथिंग? What do you think is the message is the last stanza of the poem? And write rhyming words for the following. तो rhyming words लिखने हैं आपने इनके लिए, ठीक है. ये फर्स्ट, सेकेंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ rhyming word फाइंड आउट करके राइट डाउन करने हैं. नेक्स्ट पोम इज A computer was something on TV from a science fiction show of note. A window was something you hated to clean, and Ram was the cousins of a god. Mag was the name of my girlfriend and gig was a job for the nights. And now they all mean different things and that really megabytes. An application was for employment, a progress was a TV show, a cursor used profanity, a keyboard was a piano. Memory was something you lost with age. A CD was a bank account and logon was adding wood to the fire. Hard drive was a long trip on the road. Cut you did with a pocket knife. Paste you did with glue. A web was a spider's home and a virus was a flu. ये भी पोम बच्चे किसने लिखी है? एनोनिम्स ने ही लिखी है. और इससे रिलेट करते हुए क्वेश्चंस भी हैं बच्चे यहाँ पे. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज गिव अ सुटेबल टाइटल टू द पोम. नेक्स्ट वन इज हाउ डज राम termed as a new meaning? Why was an application given for employment? How was a CD considered as a bank account? Match the following. RAM, gig, application, CD, web. तो इनको आपने बच्चे वेब वगैरह को मैच करना है employment, spiders home, goat's cousin, night work and बैंक अकाउंट के साथ, ठीक है. इस तरह से आपने पोम के कॉम्प्रिहेंशन जो दिए गए हैं पोइट्री के बेस पर और अलग से जो हमने पहले पढ़े थे कॉम्प्रिहेंशन वो भी दिए गए हैं. तो आराम से आप क्या करने वाले हैं बच्चे? थोरोली रीड आउट करेंगे पूरे कॉम्प्रिहेंशन को ताकि आप इजीली उनके आंसर फाइंड आउट कर पाएं खुद से.